What the fuck? Can you hear
Yo,
me?
what the fuck? Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Dude, I can't figure out why my webcam isn't on.
Bottom left is where the mic and camera stuff are.
Oh, wow,
There
what the
she is.
fuck?
Was
This
it
lap
covered?
this laptop comes with
A
like a
little
little
cover on it. Ah, yeah. That's why we got edit buttons, girl. It's all good. That's
or
why we got
hey,
edit.
what's up, dude? How
Oh,
are you?
chilling, man. I'm chilling. Today was a little chilly out there when I woke up, so I got the heaters going right now. But we're chilling. Everything's good. How's your morning going?
Pretty good as well. I'm being really humbled today by a laptop and by time zones. Like
Where did you think Eastern Time Zone was?
I just typed in like when I was making the meeting, I said, "What time is it?" EST, and that's it. I just trusted it. I didn't double check or anything.
No worries, yo. Yeah, we're the same time. You're in Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm in Florida,
Yeah,
Pensacola.
yeah,
Where are you at?
I'm up in New York right now, Woodstock. Like the music festival of Woodstock,
Yeah,
1969. I grew up. I guess where I grew up in that town.
no fucking way.
It's nice. It's like it's chill. It's quiet. You get to sit back and really take in everything compared to like as a kid. So I'm appreciative of growing up here, even though I'd much rather be warm in Florida right now.
Hey, it's not even warm here. It's a little nippy, so it's cold
What's nippy?
everywhere.
What's nippy for you? Fucking 70?
Yeah, it seems like you spend the majority of your time in cold ass areas.
Listen, it's not by choice, Vanessa, all right? It's not by choice right now. I'm trying to get out of here.
Oh, okay,
But
that's
yeah, yeah. I've been past couple months been my ass in freezing ass weather. But we're making it. For the next 2, 3 years I'll be sweating my ass off, so might as well freeze for a little bit, right?
what you mean by that?
From Colombia, from fucking Florida down over to Indonesia, Bali is the humidity of like 70% the entire time. Just hot, wet.
Look what I got. I couldn't find
I
coffee cake.
fucking I love it.
Dude, I'm a woman of my fucking word.
I love it. I love it.
So I
I
got
am an
this.
addict. I'm an addict. I'm glad that I can live vicariously through you for that donut stick right now. I am a coffee cake addict. I mean, yesterday I had this coffee cake that was like this fucking thick. It was better than sex. Okay. It was better than sex. It was top tier. Top tier.
So I'm about to interview you. I don't know shit about boats. I'm not like the freaking fishing guide channel or whatever. So I'm just gonna ask you basically questions that I've had since I followed you, and I'm sure other people have too. And then touch on your goal of sailing seven seas, scaling seven summits, because I think that's badass. Like when I saw you do that, I was like, oh, he's serious about what he's doing right now. That's cool. Not just, chilling in a boat. You got goals. So you told me
Yeah.
about where you're from. How old are you?
26 years old.
Are you happy with how you've lived your life up until now?
I wouldn't change anything that has happened in my life. I got a pretty crazy life story. Full of a lot of despair and personal tragedies, I guess you could say. So it's some people would probably change it up, but I don't think I would. Everything that's happened in my life right now has led me to exactly where I am right now. One thing changed, I wouldn't be here right now.
There's just many routes you can take. And by the time you're 26, it all pans out. So, like, you were in the military, correct? And then
Yep.
how did you get into sailing from there?
Well, I probably should give you my little life story background first
Let's
because it'll
go.
make more sense. So we'll start right around high school. So I joined the army right out of high school. I was 17 years old when I left basic training. Um, so I left basic training and I went to join the RAS program, the Ranger Assessment Selection Program, and then I haven't even told my dad this part yet, but I actually quit on the first week because I was too cold. So I quit the selection program. I told you I'm a bitch in the cold. Then I still haven't even told my dad this. So if my dad watched this, sorry, Dad. And from there, I went to school. I was going to be a physical therapist. I was going to school and working two jobs at the same time. I was doing an overnight job at Barilla Pasta Factory, which was like 7 to 7, the day job while weed whacking and going to school taking 16 credits at the same time. I actually got another superintendent job working for a bridge company, taking care of bridges. Quit that during COVID, and then after COVID, my aspirations to travel started. I backpacked from Colombia all the way up to Mexico during COVID, and during that year span, it changed my life from being money hungry and wanting to be in the rat race and earn all that money to being a bum. I it just changed it completely. So from that point forward, when I got back to Mexico, I decided that's what I want to do with travel. That is what really started me getting into sailing. I never sailed a boat, never touched a sailboat in my entire life until this year, July 9th.
Damn.
And in
July
July 11th,
9th? That's
yeah,
crazy.
in July 11th, I left for Canada.
You would think
So
that you've been doing this way longer.
I've been watching non-stop YouTube videos for like 2 years. I could tell you everything you want to know by book, but I haven't put it down to paper yet.
Dude, you got a crazy ass life story.
That was short. That was short. Again, that's why I wouldn't change anything for it. Each phase of my life had its pros and its cons, but I focus more on the things that went wrong that changed my life's aspect. It opened those doors for me that I would have never opened because I thought it would have been the wrong thing to do at the time. So I'm grateful for those bad things that happened to me.
Tell me about the worst boat mishap you've ever had.
The worst
Like
boat
one that
mishap.
you thought you would never get out of, but you did.
I was in Nova Scotia in a 50 knot gale that came out of nowhere. We thought we were supposed to get about 20 knots that night. It was the day that I got into Canada right after they rejected my entry. This gale rolls in, 5, 6 foot waves come blasting over the boat. I'm just on my anchor, and my buddy actually sailed to Canada with me, and he's behind me. And he calls me, he says, "Bro, you're dragging anchor. You're dragging anchor." It's actually a YouTube video, the whole thing. I'll send it to you. Watch it.
Okay.
And I had to pull up 100 feet of rope, 35 foot of chain, and a 60-pound anchor while 50 knots of wind are blowing my boat sideways on 6.5 feet of water. Eventually, or 6.5 foot waves. Eventually, I got the anchor up just enough to where I went, slammed the boat in reverse. Then my anchor got caught on somebody else's mooring ball, which then whipped my boat into their boat. So now I'm in the middle of a storm holding a boat, my boat and the other boat apart, literally holding these two boats apart. So I finally push us away, get into the cockpit, push the boat forward, try to drive around the anchor to get my anchor free. Didn't work. So now I'm on the other side of the boat now. My dinghy's stuck on the front of the boat. So I had to go untie my dinghy. And then I just cut my anchor free. It was probably one of the times where I really thought I was going to lose the boat. I really thought I was going to lose the boat that day. Or damn someone else's boat really bad. But that was the worst thing yet. That was definitely the worst thing so far.
Or how'd you come through with the idea to sail seven seas, scale seven summits? What does that mean to you, and why do you want to do it?
I have what's called summit syndrome. Summit syndrome is plain and simply, I want to keep outdoing myself. I, it started off me wanting to impress other people, but then that got old. So now it's just, what's the next big thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do? And I'm always thinking about the future. So right now in my head, even though I know I haven't done it yet, I haven't wrote it off. I'm not like saying it's going to be easy, but in my head, sailing around the world's like almost done. Like I'm already thinking about what my next step is. So I was like, what the hell is bigger than the world? Like, well, just hiking the seven summits. But then I started doing some research on it, and I was like, there's got no one in the world has done this. There's got to be no way someone else is this dumb, right? One other person in the entire world has done it. One person. So if I could be the second person to hike all seven summits and touch all seven oceans in the world, that cements my legacy enough to where I could be retired by 35, 40 years old, writing my book away in my castle in Portugal, smoking my joints, drinking my coffee, and yeah, that's it's just what's bigger than the seven summits? Going to space? That's about it. That's the
That's
only thing I
about
can think
it.
of. Like if Elon Musk asked for volunteers to go to Mars, I gotta do it. Yeah,
How about Ocean Gate? What if they get another trip through? You going down?
not a chance. Not a fucking chance.
How is your romantic life? Like, how do you even date?
Oh man, put me on the spot like that. This you're gonna make somebody very happy just ask me that question. Recently, I've actually found this girl who's been in my life for a very, very long time. We're hitting it off pretty well. And it's gonna make leaving even harder now because she actually was like my first crush ever in my entire life. And she makes me really happy. And I think I make her happy too. So I don't know. My whole goal and plan was to just drive around the world and be a whore, but this girl makes me not want to do that. Everything I've done up to this point is to prove to myself that I can do it. Everything going forward is for the experience. I know I can do it now. Now I want to experience it. And you can't experience experiences fully unless you share it with other people.
You say you're at like the prequel of your life. I am at the same point. I'm a student. I'm in journalism. I've just been kind of interviewing people that I feel whose stories deserve to be told, no matter where they're at in life. I met this random dude downtown who was telling me about how he wrote a book, and he was saying like back then we don't really know about our ancestors or like what they did and stuff. So it's kind of up to us and other people to help tell our stories. That way, like your great grandkids will be able to see this interview or read about you, or look at your Instagram and see like all that stuff. This is something that's never been able to be done. Like we don't have Shakespeare's Instagram or something. So
Straight up, straight up. After you commented on my post, that was while I was going viral and I was riding the high of like, oh my God, like people are noticing me. Then you
mhm.
come back down to ground level and you're still there when you're interested in my life. And that's you weren't interested about me just fucking smoking weed on a boat. You weren't interested about me just going party and doing this. You're interested about my story, and that's what really stuck with me. And everybody that I've told about you that I was the story. That's what I said. I think I feel like you've got a vision in mind about what you think I'm going to do, and you believe in what I'm going to do. And that's what motivated me to want to do this. I just because you're gonna be able to tell my story in two different ways. And I hope when I finish all this in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, we do another one. We have before and after type of thing. Yeah, I think this will be good for us both. And it'll be good. It is good. It is good. And I appreciate your time. I appreciate you for even reaching out and wanting to do this for me. So thank you.
For sure. Hopefully next time we speak, you'll be more than halfway to your goal and I'll have a degree.